Always waiting. Always waiting for Jack. We're live halfway.
Alright, we're live.
Ooh, we're live.
All right. Hello, fellow Patriots. Welcome to the Hawk Podcast. Jack and Dennis with you this week. And Mike and Junior in the background. As always, please stand for our Pledge of Allegiance.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America
and
to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right. You know, we stand for the Pledge of Allegiance for one reason. We support the United States of America. This flag and all it represents. Unfortunately, there's some haters out there in the world. Like last week, we got a response from a lady named Jenna. I don't use last names.
Yeah, we blocked her.
Why?
Because it was just...
I thought she blocked herself.
No.
That's one we need to keep. So she says she hates this country. I told her to leave. Go to Haiti or something. I mean, we respect her opinion. I'm glad this country gave her the freedom of speech so she can hate America. And that's part of the reason why we need to get rid of these politicians. But she stated she lives off welfare and will take all the benefits she can get. In my opinion, she's a scumbag. Hates America, but lives off the people. Of course, like you said, Jack ended up blocking her. So we can't see what she wrote exactly. So another far-left coward who has no clue about this country and the freedoms we still have, although being challenged by these bums in office. These are the people we don't want in our lives. The negative people. They had no value to the conversation. And I think Republican states should fly them to Haiti like they fly immigrants to blue states. And that's my opening issue.
Well, I tell you the truth, there is a process to give up your U.S. citizenship.
Yes,
because that's the old argument. Well, I wasn't around when the Constitution was written, and I don't agree with it. That's fine. There's nothing in this in the law of the land that's saying you have to stay here. You're allowed to leave. Just make sure whatever country you want to go to is willing to accept you, because they may not want you. But you can leave and hand back your U.S. citizen. You don't have to be a U.S. citizen.
Can we put some of our actors and actresses in there too that hate this country?
Whoopi Goldberg.
Yeah.
I'm going to send her.
Madonna,
John
Depp, Cher,
Barbara Streisand,
right? Oh, what's her name? Fonda.
Jane Fonda.
Jane Fonda. Yeah. She's been hating this country longer than I've been born.
So if you want to join the conversation live, be with us here every Thursday, live on your favorite podcast channel, or a Facebook group also called The Hawk Podcast. If you want to call in, 843-315-5273. 843-315-5273. We'll put you on speakerphone, and we'll answer your questions. Let's talk about why these people hate America so much and how we can do to fix it to make it better. And join us in the conversation to help us take out these political hacks who also hate the USA, like AOC, Feinstein, all of them.
Schumer.
Yep, Schumer. What's their other name? I don't know. I don't remember their names. So, Jack, what do you want to talk about tonight?
I was just going to go over this last indictment on Trump again, quick. Just because it's an interesting thing, I just was going to go. I didn't print the whole thing out. I only printed out a few pages. It's a 45-page long indictment of blah, blah, blah.
Wow.
Yeah.
You almost have to be a lawyer to understand it.
Well, I mean, not really. I mean, some of it's like really
straightforward.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know if you want me to get right into it now or if you were going to...
No, go ahead.
So, the first count is conspiracy to defraud the United States. Second count, conspiracy to obstruct an official proceedings. Third count, obstruction of an attempt to obstruct an official proceeding. Fourth count, conspiracy against rights. So, of the four counts...
What's the fourth one?
Conspiracy against rights.
Okay.
Which is pretty ironic, seeing as this entire indictment's based on his right to speech. So, you have these conspiracy ones. The three of them are conspiracy. So that's a proof of mental state. You have to show that this is where he's at.
You know what I find funny in this whole thing? The more they indict him,
The more money he
makes, the more people like him.
Yeah.
These
Going up these indictment.
Dumbass Democrats and liberals are doing him a favor by doing all this.
Yeah, I think the last indictment he made $14 million.
Well, I tell you, this indictment might be a little different. This indictment's a problem. I feel it's a problem.
Because of freedom of speech?
Well, first off, if he gets convicted of this, we're done. Because basically he's saying you're not allowed to protest your country anymore.
Right. That's what I was getting out of it. You're not allowed to badmouth the government anymore.
But the problem is here, there's a couple of problems. I tell you, it's, again, we like to talk about both sides of the aisle and their issues. So you have this Jack Smith that's been running around doing these indictments, like really stretching out the meaning of these. And now you have this judge. This judge actually worked for Hunter Biden. She worked for Hunter. Yeah.
She has to get out of it.
No, but she won't.
She should recuse herself.
Right.
She should recuse
Conflict
herself.
of interest.
But and then here's the other thing: is he wants to get it changed to a different venue. He's not going to be able to get that. I was surprised. I was honestly surprised because I was thinking, geez, I sure wish we could do the show before Thursday, before he's got to go to court, because I almost didn't think she was going to allow him to post bail. Because the Democrat, I wouldn't even say the Democrats, the
government,
Socialist Party that's running this administration just wants him off of the campaign trail.
Yeah.
So I almost, when I realized that it was not going to be her, it was going to be some kind of different kind of judge sitting in for her, I said, okay, he'll probably get out then. That may be why she's not there. But I really was questioning if she was even going to let him out.
Why are the lawyers allowing this? The lawyers are allowed to fight against the
but that doesn't mean they're going to get it. They have to ask.
Yeah, but then they're not saying anything about it.
I'm sure they just got indicted today.
Oh.
He just pled not guilty. So another thing that we have to go by. So anyway, the one count that I feel is the only one that can do anything to him is the third count. Obstruction of an attempt to obstruct an official proceeding. And his biggest problem with that one is Vice President Pence. Vice President Pence is going to testify against him.
Yeah, he already put out some things.
And the problem is Mike Pence is squished from under the swamp. The swamp squished him. Yeah. They said, listen, we got secret papers on you. What are they called? Give me a hint here. The ones that they got on Trump? Classified papers on him. And that's why they said, not Mike Pence, because he's going to testify against him. And there's also another little interesting thing here. There are 6 co-conspirators. And the biggest thing is...
They don't give names.
Well, they do have names on them. Not in this one. But one of them is unknown. So, no. Well, I heard one. So that means that Jack Smith can keep digging and find anybody. They can put anybody in that spot. It might even be Mike Pence.
Yeah.
Because, we don't know who they are. They're keeping it private. But there's 5 named and 1 not.
I was thinking that the 2, because I seen there was 2 unnamed. I was thinking maybe they're feeding them like we had this on you, we had that on you, we have this on you. If you come on our side, we'll get rid of these charges. And I figured maybe they're still working on them.
So they go on, and this would be the last thing, on the introduction of it. So paragraph 1, it introduces him. Paragraph 2 kind of explains what he did. And paragraph number 3. So they're saying, you know, that he was spreading lies about the election of 2020 being false. And he continued to lie about it and give him false information about it and repeated it, you know, widely disseminating it anyway, knowing that the false claims appear legitimate.
Right to free speech.
And then it says right here, paragraph 3, defendant had the right, like every American, to speak publicly about the election and even to claim falsely that there had been outcome determination fraud during the election and that he had won. He was also entitled to formally challenge the results of the election through lawful and appropriate means, such as seeking recounts or audits of the popular vote in states or filing lawsuits challenging ballots and procedures. So, 45 pages are saying he did this wrong, and in the third paragraph of the first 2 pages, they're saying he had the right to do it.
Did you see the candidate? One of the candidates is suing. They're suing because they feel, this indictment against Trump. Because he feels it's against the way you vote. You're going after the top,
The DOJ?
Yeah, they're going.
You know the Indian guy?
Yeah, he's
The one
suing.
running for what?
Yeah.
He's doing
He
it.
put in a lawsuit.
He's suing the DOJ. I saw it on the news.
All right. Well, you know, they should.
Yeah.
Because
I thought that was awesome.
if the end game comes true for the Democrats, the next person's going to go through the same thing.
Yeah. Well, they know they won. It's on now. Any lawyer.
No, it doesn't matter.
That time,
Now you're a republic. You know, you're a banana republic. So you always get rid of your political opponents.
Yeah.
Right now, they're putting them to jail. You know, if this continues, eventually they're going to poison and kill them. You know, just like every other republic, banana republic does. So, you know, it would, again, you know, we talk about both sides. I kind of got off the realm of that. But, you know, I know the Republicans can't do having half of 1/3 of the government in their power, but they can defund Jack Smith. They could have defunded him. They could have defunded everything on this.
I don't know why they don't do that more often. You got
because
these
it's the
secretaries
same
that
thing
aren't
me
doing
and Dennis
anything.
keeps saying. They're part of the same problem. They can't let their skeletons get out. Their skeletons are going to be told because the Democrats have the press and the bureaucracies.
They have the law too.
They have the bureaucracies and they have the press. The Republicans just have the same secrets.
That's why people should start looking at other options for candidates.
Mm-hmm.
Because both parties suck. They're going to wear you down and wear you down.
They're wearing this country down.
Look, they've already tackled Department of Education. People finally fight back. You know, they're coming after your rights for your Second Amendment rights forever. Now the Republicans are even doing it.
They're getting your First Amendments too, your first rights.
You know, your religious freedoms, they took that away during COVID.
Well, they tested that and it worked. There was a couple of reverends that.
Our only problem is we don't unite as one. That's our problem. And Trump's going to get off this. It's going to go to Supreme Court. It's going to get dropped anyway. But
this I don't know about. The number 3, I don't know.
yeah, it's going to go to the.
You got the Vice President of the United States going to testify against him.
If he does, it'll make him look stupid.
I don't know.
All the other candidates are with him, except for the vice president.
You know,
Listen, I hope so. But
Look at other parties. We can't do anything worse than what they're doing. You know? So we gotta. I don't know. I'm just tired of dealing with telling people this, and nobody's like getting them back in touch, and they're not listening. You
well,
know?
that's why I disconnected that other lady. I know
Yeah.
you said you should, but she was going over the top just to piss us off for no reason. There was no constructive back and forth with her. She was doing it
was
because
her
she knew
right.
she got us mad.
Do you know what though, Jack? Those are the people that are hardest to turn by. These people that have been getting.
Mike, who even knows if she's even on welfare? She might have just been saying that
But
to just get you
I'm-
twisted.
I'm just saying the ones that aren't even saying anything. That's how these Democrats got.
Well, she hates
We'll
America.
give you
She hates the
this.
Pledge of Allegiance.
Yeah.
We'll give you this, and you just keep on voting Democrat. Even though they're keeping them right where they want. You're not going to be able to go any higher than this. This is what we're going to give you, and you can't have any more. But in their mind, they're getting free money.
So, but I don't think Trump is going to. I mean, he'll probably get convicted, but he's not going to go to jail, I don't think. And he's not going to.
They was going so crazy on the left side mainstream media saying that he might get the death penalty because people died.
Their people are morons.
Wow.
Yeah. I mean, that's out of control.
What I find funny is it's okay when Democrats challenge an election. It's fine. Oh, that's democracy in effect. But when a Republican does it, oh, it's freaking treason.
Especially the one with good numbers.
You know, the Democratic Party's always against the death penalty.
Yep.
That's
now,
funny.
let's full steam. Kill that son of a bitch.
You kill a cop, oh, you can't give him the death sentence. That's inhumane.
Right.
But Trump, because his numbers are good, will kill him.
Yeah.
He deserves the death penalty.
I can't believe people don't see this. And if they are, they don't want to do anything about it.
Can I
This is our time. It's time of the third party. Minor parties. Because, like I said, we can't do any worse than these freaking tyrants we have in office now. Biden is the biggest criminal. Him and his son and his whole family.
So family.
You know, but we're not going to look at that.
Well, again, like you said, that's exactly right. Trump could be under the assumption he's facing 700 years in prison. If they don't have it exactly worded, framed, hanging on the wall, what Biden did, that's just assumptions.
It's just hearsay.
Yeah, you can't assume.
Can I ask you guys something? He went on vacation for a little while. You think something might be coming up that they want him out of the way?
Yeah, this indictment.
Because it's just the timing. It's like, wow.
Well, I mean, he's on a 10-day vacation right in the middle of a campaign where everybody else is working hard. He
goes to his Delaware beach house every single weekend.
Yeah.
Or Camp David.
But now it's 10 days he wants him away.
But God forbid if Trump went on a vacation and he didn't take any.
Yeah.
You know? Oh, why is Trump doing this? Why is Trump taking a 2-day vacation? You know?
He's in the middle of a
Get rid
campaign.
of these freaking medias. Stop listening to them. They're
They
terrible.
are horrible.
Go watch Fox News for 15 minutes. I didn't pay attention to anything. Because the whole 15 minutes, all I talked about was this indictment.
Yeah,
you don't need to spend an hour talking about an indictment. There's other things happening in this country that need to be looked at.
Well, they're not news agencies anymore. It's entertainment.
Well, none of the news agencies. I mean, I went all the way over to Newsmax, and nothing. It's actually to the point that's boring.
Yeah.
Like, you know what? Again, you don't need the news. I printed it out.
Yeah.
All you had to do is go on a computer. You don't need to ask any news agency.
Just
read it.
What their opinion is, because you can read it yourself.
It's right here.
And that's what it is. It's opinion. It's not news.
That's
You
right.
hit it right on the nose. They're not news anymore. It's their opinion of the news. I mean, I remember when I was a kid, when we were watching the news, it was the news. This happened, this happened, this happened, that happened. Not how they felt about it.
You know, Paul Harvey, Walter Cronkite, all those people, they did this. You know, not today.
I
I don't want your opinion.
Yeah,
all
you
right?
hit it right on the nose. It's an opinion.
I don't want to listen to Jonathan Turley for 10 minutes. Say, oh, this is wrong, this is wrong, that's wrong with it. You know, save that for the courts. Save that for your teaching of your kids in school. Instead, just go down, print this, go on your line, and print this yourself.
Yeah.
And you can read it and not get anybody's opinion but your own.
You don't even have to print it. I mean, it comes up, read it right off of the computer.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yep.
Print it up.
That's what's good about the internet.
Friends.
That's what's good about the internet. You have instant access to everything that goes on in this world. You know, got anything else on that one?
No.
Mike, anything else on that one?
No.
Sure.
Mm-hmm.
Junior?
Caroline said you got that right about both parties. So me and her been talking back and forth.
Good. You know, but our economy is on the wrong track. You just ask everyday Americans. You know, gas pump today, $3.60 a gallon. You know what they said? their pumps don't work when it gets hot out. It slows down production. Okay, we believe that. Fucking morons.
Does it run on batteries?
It cost me $55 yesterday
Fill up?
to fill up my car. And
Cost me 45 this morning, just under half a tank.
No, I was flat empty. I always am now.
Ridiculous.
You don't hate to put the gas in
I
there.
do. I hate
You know-
getting gas and haircuts.
We always say that the politicians are the problem and the president. And they really are. But they have help. I'm sure no one wants to believe it. But they do. And it's worse than what you've ever imagined. You know? We talk a lot about bureaucracies on this show. But I don't think most of us in America realize how bad the situation is. We already know that our current hacks in Congress don't write their own bills any longer. And debate is all about gone.
No, there's no debate.
Right. And the laws that they pass is written by a bureaucracy that controls most of the country, which are the rich corporations and their owners, and the Federal Reserve Bank, the Fed. They're the ones that actually run this country, not politicians. So basically, we have a small group of wealthy people telling our government what we should be doing. It's not politicians listen to the American people anymore. It's politicians listen to these bureaucracies. You know, like when a new law comes out for financial reasons, the Fed writes it. It gives it to the party and the majority to get it passed. You know, when FDR set up agencies to oversee the country, that is when the problem started.
Yep.
And now we have less democratic control and can't reel on these agencies because they have too much power. They have tons of power. Why does the Department of Agriculture get to tell farmers what they can plant and what they can't plant? How is that fair? You're a farmer, you should plant whatever you want.
That again, the first case of that was FDR.
Yeah.
Yep.
Well, he would pay the farmers to grow certain things. Stop taking their money.
You know, the Food and Drug Administration, they tell us what medicine we can have. I mean, I think personal doctors should be making that call.
Mm.
Yeah,
It shouldn't be the Food and Drug, you know, that doctors are that high up, because they don't even know. They don't sit with clients anymore. They don't sit with patients. Doctors do.
Well, they get paid by the pharmaceutical too, so that might be a little slant.
Conflict of interest, you might think?
Okay. So the Federal Communications Commission, they tell media and radio stations what their content should be.
Yeah.
Mm.
Well, even
Because
the
you
ham radios, you're only allowed to do certain things.
Because they're getting this from the federal government. I'll do one more. Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac.
Ugh.
They take care of mortgages.
How did the government get more?
Are they any good? I don't know. I hear bad things about them. You know, it doesn't work. Look at the housing crisis they helped cause in 2008. You know? But the people are being controlled by these agencies. And our spineless politicians do absolutely nothing but collect their paycheck every week. This is what they're doing.
But the stuff under the table, don't forget that.
Well, it's the inside
Because
trade.
that's where the big money is.
Why should we, the people, have a thumb on our shoulders and have these bureaucracies control everything in our society? That is why we pay these politicians. And that's why they tax these politicians' taxes. So these agencies can get our tax dollars. The Food and Drug Administration requested a budget for 2024, which will start in October, $7.2 billion. The total budget for the FCC, Federal Communications Commission, $388 million. The annual budget for the Department of Education is $68 billion.
And it's in worse shape than ever.
And for our lackluster tyrants in congressional office, their budget is $1.7 trillion for 2023.
Who? For the Congress?
Yep.
For what?
Well, they got to get furniture for their office.
I mean, their paycheck definitely doesn't come up to $1.something trillion.
Weren't you here for that when we did that podcast on all of the benefits of the?
Yeah, but
I mean,
$1 trillion?
they get $40,000 for furniture.
You know, we contribute $117 billion to the International Monetary Fund. That's our taxes, folks. $117 billion. $1.7 trillion. You know, for a year. That's a year.
That's unbelievable.
Fiscal year 2023. $117 billion. You know, I really want to talk about how the U.S. is getting played across the world by these G20 nations. So I got more information about that, but I'm reading a book right now. It's called Screwed. And we've been saying this. Been saying this for a long time. How we talked about it before. How the U.S. has lost its stature in the world, and we have.
Oh yeah.
You know, we're losing it. We're losing more and more each day because of these politicians. It's very serious, and we need to act now. I mean, don't you pay enough already? Don't we pay enough already? You know, we work more and more to pay more and more taxes. I don't know about you. I'm tired of it. We pay taxes on taxes. We already paid for the taxes. And these tyrants are getting out of hand.
Here's the kicker. All of those taxes don't pay any domestic debt.
Nope. They don't. I blame them, the politicians, for making America reliant on other countries. But they don't care. They want you to be part of China.
Well, like you guys said, that's the government they want. They want communism.
I do blame us, the voting class, for voting these same clowns in office year after year.
Decade after decade.
For sitting on our asses and doing nothing, making them more powerful and more brazen. Stop voting for parties. They are not the answer. They can't even tell us the truth anymore. Because if America knows the truth, America will collapse. If it ever comes out in public. We can and must do a better job to rid these, in my opinion, morons out of their political seats and into the nearest prison.
Well, prison would be nice.
Most of them are criminals, and the ones who aren't should be impeached for treason for not calling out traitors out. We, the voters, are the only ones to get term limits placed in this Constitution. But we need an entire new group of lawmakers to start that process. I don't believe that states should have an Article 5 Constitution. They shouldn't have the power to put anything in the Constitution. That is our document, and we, the people, should decide if there's term limits should be enacted or not through the voting process. It should be on the ballot. It should be on the ballot in 2024 presidential election. You can word it any way you want. 12 years in office, 6 years in office for all these people. But we are the only ones. We should be the ones that change this Constitution, not the states. You know, like I said, that should be done at the ballot box. A group of individuals in each state should not be allowed to control what we, the people, want. We need to change that in our founding document. We, the people, should vote to change our Constitution, not politicians. Jack, anything on that?
Just that an Article 5 state convention. The problem is they don't realize how dangerous that is. You are opening up the Constitution.
And they don't have to just change one part.
No. I mean, again, you're supposed to send it to Congress on what you want to change and the time frame in which to change it and blah 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 blah. But that's happened before, and that was at the original Constitutional Convention, where they were only supposed to adjust the Articles of Confederation, and they changed the whole government. Once you get that, now remember, you're not just talking folks that you see on the TV, that conservative TV show that you like to watch. You got to remember, there's going to be Republicans involved in that, just like Mitt Romney.
Yeah.
You know, Mitch McConnell. Not real, true, good conservative Republicans. And the Democrats are going to have spots there. You could be... That's very dangerous to do one of those...
Especially right now.
Article 5.
Can you see why we need to change the Constitution? It should be our power. This is our government. This is our Constitution. These people, we shouldn't give them the power to change it, what they want. We, the people, should have it on the ballot, what we want it to say. Not these clowns. Not these political hacks. Sure as hell, not these political morons. Can they, Mike?
Can't they vote it? I don't understand why it has to be a constitutional
Convention?
convention, can't the senators and the House vote on term limits without?
They
Yeah.
can,
Yeah.
but they won't.
We also said this too. I mean, this had come up and lost. Term limits lost by one vote back in what was it, 94 or 96, with the contract with America that Newt
Yeah.
Gingrich wrote up.
Yeah.
And the guy that voted against it was a Republican. The losing vote was from a Republican.
See, this is what I don't understand, and this is what the people gotta understand. These guys are voting for what they want. They're supposed to vote for what we want.
That's why we got to
So
vote them out.
if the state of South Carolina wants term limits, that guy should not have any choice but to vote for term limits, because that's what his constituents
Well, here's the
want.
problem, Mike. Again, we spoke to Russell Fry when he was a state legislator, and we asked him how many times did he hear from our senators and representatives from Washington, D.C. You know how many times?
None?
0.
Yeah.
They don't even have his phone number. They never came to sort of Capitol building. You know, and that's the problem with the 17th Amendment. It took the senators were supposed to be the direct link
To the people.
to the state,
And, yeah.
and now they're elected through popular vote. And they used to be appointed by state legislators.
Right.
So, and that's why they got 6 years instead of 2, because they were put there by the people.
The next question we got to ask Russell Fry: has he talked to the state senators?
Well, I would love to do that, but I doubt he's ever coming back to South Carolina. They don't have as nice cocktail parties as they do in Washington, D.C.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, people get used to that type of life very quickly,
Mm.
which is why you need the term limits. And also, like you were saying, we have no one else to blame but the United States people. I mean, when you got people in there for 20, 30, 40, or 50 years,
It's our
somebody
fault.
isn't doing their job.
It's
and
our
that's
fault.
us.
Junior?
Go ahead, Jeff.
I would like to say, can everybody like and share this podcast? And like and share the Facebook page. It's called the Hog Podcast, so everybody can like and share.
All right. Good job, babe.
Thanks.
You got anything else?
No.
All right. So Jack and I just completed our last edits for Politicians Gaslighting Americans.
Woo-hoo!
The price under $20, hoping for 17, but very affordable for everyone. Our Facebook community helped us in making of this book. It's your book. Look for further questions coming up with our next book. We'll need some answers starting shortly.
Yeah, let me know when that's happening.
Again, you people of America helped us create this book, so it's for you. It's for all of us. It wouldn't be coming out without your help. So we thank you very much. We appreciated the feedback. You did a wonderful job, and I think you're going to like this book. So hopefully next week it'll be at the printer, and during the next few weeks we can get it out to you. So we're ready to wrap things up for tonight. Jack, what are your final thoughts?
Well, my final thoughts are, so we have politicians that don't talk to the state representatives. They don't even come back to the state. They never get out of Washington, D.C. They don't pass any bills. They don't pay any domestic debts. They're starting to arrest their opponents, their political opponents. So,
This is the shit they do in Russia.
yeah, I just want to know when the constituents of the United States decides to start pushing back on their government, to start reducing these bureaucracies and special interests, and get rid of these people that are not politicians, they're thieves, and start electing some politicians. That's my thought.
Mike,
Well, my thought is exactly what you were saying about all of those things down the line that Congress isn't doing, and why, if they're not doing all of these things, do they need $1.7 trillion?
It's like monopoly money.
there's a lot of congressmen, Mike.
If they bought a $40,000 desk for 1 billion years, they couldn't use up $1.7 trillion.
Well, they have to do them back here, too.
They have offices back here.
They have offices back here. Not one, they have a few. Well, until they spend all the money. Then they stop getting offices.
How many years would it take to count to $1.7 trillion? How many desks do you need?
Well, it depends.
I mean, and that's why do they need a desk? Like you said, nothing has been done. Except try to arrest your opponent.
Listen, what makes you look more important in life than sitting behind a big giant desk?
We got a little giant desk.
We got a nice desk, but I want to draw all over it. Nobody will let me.
We got to carve our names in it.
Yeah, we do. We definitely do.
I'll do the Jack and Missy's.
Was he? Put the date in.
I put the hearts in since 1987.
That will not be happening, boys. So remember, if you want to participate, join the conversation. We are live every Thursday at 5:30 Eastern Time on your favorite podcast channel or on our Facebook group, The Hawk Podcast. Or you can call in at 843-315-5273. Be part of the solution in your city, town, and state. Don't say it can't be done, because you never know what we can achieve until we give it our best effort. Be a doer, not a naysayer, like that far left liberal I talked about, Jenna.
Yeah.
Mike, can you lead us in prayer, please?
Yes, sir. Psalm 7:17. I will praise the Lord according to his righteousness, and will sing praise to the name of the Lord Most High. Let's pray. Please, Lord, bless and protect this new party, this podcast, and all that work on it, and all that listen to it. Lord, please have mercy on this nation, and have our leaders do your will. Without you, Lord, our life would be weighed down by sin. So we begin our day by praising your righteousness. You are our righteous, glorious Lord, the only one who heals our sin. We know our joy comes from you, from your hand, and we thank you for it. We thank you for all your blessings you've given us, all the blessings you've given us. We thank you for your mercy towards us. Thank you, Lord, for sharing our joy as well as our sorrows. Be with us in every moment of our days. We pray this in Jesus' precious name. Amen.
Amen.
Yeah.
So do some research, folks, on what you pay for taxes, and what you pay every day for groceries and merchandise.
And yes.
But in tax, you got your federal tax, state tax, sales tax, gas tax, got inflation. You'll be amazed at what you can find and what you will find. It might even piss a few people off. Might wake up you brainwash people up. Knowledge is power, everyone. And with knowledge, you can no longer be silent. Thanks for joining us. Have a great weekend.